How do you handle pain? When life hits you hard, when things go wrong, do you let yourself get consumed by it? Or do you rise above it? I'm sure you've been there. That feeling of being overwhelmed, trapped, and unsure how to get out. The truth is, in moments of hurt, we often find ourselves torn between two options. One, to expose our vulnerability, to let the world know what we're going through. Or two, to hide it, to bottle it up, hoping that no one will notice. But there's another way, a powerful way, to not just endure, but to turn that pain into strength. This is what Stoicism teaches us. It's the idea that we don't have to be controlled by what happens to us. We don't have to let the external world dictate how we feel inside. The power to change how we react, how we interpret, and ultimately, how we rise above life's challenges is in our hands. It's within us. One of the most profound Stoic philosophers, Epictetus, understood this deeply. He lived through incredible hardships, slavery, poverty, and more. But instead of letting these circumstances destroy him, he used them as a means of personal growth. He transformed his vulnerabilities into strength. And the wisdom he shared has stood the test of time. His teachings can guide us all through our own struggles. Imagine for a moment how much freer you could feel if you stopped letting the small things get to you. If you stopped reacting to every criticism, every negative comment, every obstacle in your way. What if instead you could stand strong in the face of adversity with the unwavering belief that nothing can truly harm you unless you allow it? Let's take a moment to pause and think about that. Think about how you react when someone says something hurtful, or when things don't go as planned. Do you let those moments define you? Do you let your happiness be controlled by the actions or words of others? Epictetus tells us not to let the opinions and attitudes of others control our lives. Think about it. When someone criticizes you, or when you face an obstacle, it's so easy to feel your blood boil, to let anger or frustration take over. But why? What are you really giving them? You're handing over your peace, your control, your emotional stability. And once you do that, you're no longer in control. You've become a prisoner to someone else's words or actions. This isn't easy, of course, but it's necessary. When you realize that your happiness doesn't depend on the opinions of others, you start to reclaim your emotional independence. You start to understand that no matter what happens around you, the way you respond is always in your control. And when you fully grasp that, you realize that life doesn't have to be a series of unfortunate events. It can be a series of lessons that help you grow stronger, more resilient. And here's the key. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes. The more you decide to not let things bother you, the more power you'll find within yourself. You'll begin to trust your ability to weather any storm that comes your way. But that's not all. There's more to this. You see, life is unpredictable. We can't control what happens to us, the mistakes we make, the failures, the heartbreaks. But we can control how we deal with them. When things go wrong, do you find yourself spiraling into a pit of despair? Or do you face them head-on, knowing that failure isn't the end, but simply the beginning of a new chapter? Epictetus teaches us that failure is not something to fear, but something to embrace. In fact, it's one of the most powerful tools for growth. It's through our failures that we learn the most important lessons. We're often afraid of failing because we believe it defines us. But in reality, it's our reaction to failure that shapes who we are. So I ask you, what would happen if you stopped seeing failure as a negative thing? What if instead you saw it as an opportunity to evolve, to grow, and to become better. Because that's what Stoicism invites us to do. It asks us to view life's challenges not as obstacles, but as stepping stones. Each failure is a lesson, each misstep is a chance to improve. And it doesn't stop there. When you choose to accept failure, to learn from it, and to move forward with greater wisdom, something extraordinary happens. You begin to change. You begin to shape yourself into someone who is unafraid of life's challenges, someone who is ready to embrace whatever comes their way, knowing that they will always find a way to overcome it. It's not easy. In fact, it's one of the hardest things you'll ever do. But imagine how liberating it would feel to stop letting the opinions of others control your emotions. Imagine how much stronger you would be if you stopped fearing failure and started seeing it as an essential part of your journey. Imagine how much peace you would find in accepting the things you can't change and focusing on the things you can. That's the essence of Stoicism. It's not about avoiding pain, but about transforming it. It's not about being invulnerable, but about learning how to rise above vulnerability. It's about realizing that you are not your circumstances. You are the sum of your reactions, your choices, and your responses. As we continue on this journey, I want you to remember something. Your power lies in your ability to control how you react to the world around you. Life will always throw challenges your way. It will always test you. But what you do with those challenges is entirely up to you. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, or when someone tries to bring you down, remember Epictetus. Remember that you have the power to choose your response. And when you choose wisely, when you choose to rise above, you'll discover a strength within you that you never knew existed. But how do you start? How do you make this mindset shift? It begins with small steps. It begins with recognizing that you don't have to react impulsively to everything that happens. When life challenges you, take a moment to pause, breathe, reflect, and choose your response. Each time you do this, you'll build resilience. You'll start to notice how your reactions become more measured, more controlled, more powerful. And as you build this mental and emotional strength, you'll find that the challenges you face no longer have the same power over you. They won't shake you to your core. Instead, they'll become opportunities for growth. This, my friend, is the essence of living a Stoic life. It's about choosing how to respond to the world, not letting the world dictate how you respond. It's about reclaiming your power and using it to become the best version of yourself. And I want to ask you, as we wrap up today, are you ready to embrace this philosophy? Are you ready to stop letting the world bother you and start mastering the art of inner peace and emotional independence? I believe you are. And if you do, I promise you that you will start to see a transformation in your life. You will start to feel stronger, more resilient, and more at peace than ever before. You'll find that nothing, absolutely nothing, has the power to shake you. You'll be like the Stoics of old, unwavering, steadfast, and at peace with the world. So if this message resonated with you, if you feel ready to take control of your emotional life, I encourage you to subscribe. Keep coming back to these lessons. Let them sink in. And when life throws challenges your way, remember this moment. Remember that you have the power to choose how you respond. Keep going, keep growing, and let Stoicism guide you to a life of true peace and resilience. So take a moment and think about your own life. What's bothering you right now? Is it something someone said? Maybe a failure you're still beating yourself up about? Or perhaps it's just the weight of life's daily challenges piling up one after the other. Now, as you think about these things, ask yourself, what would happen if instead of feeling overwhelmed, you simply accepted it all? I'm not talking about giving up or resigning yourself to negativity. No, I'm talking about accepting what is as it is, without letting it dominate your peace. What if you could take all that frustration, that worry, that doubt, and decide that it won't affect you? What if you could stand firm, knowing that at your core, you have something stronger than any external force could ever take away from you? Epictetus had a way of looking at life that was very different from how most people do. He didn't focus on changing the world around him to suit his needs. He didn't try to control things he had no power over. What he focused on was mastering himself. And the more he did that, the more he realized that no external thing had the power to steal his peace, unless he allowed it. When you think about it, isn't that freeing? To know that your happiness, your peace, doesn't have to depend on anything outside of yourself. It's all about shifting your focus. Instead of chasing things that might or might not bring you joy, you turn inward. You start asking yourself questions like, how am I responding to this moment? What's my role in this situation? Am I letting this experience dictate my emotional state? Or am I choosing to let it pass by without disturbing my peace? It sounds simple, but I get it. It's not easy to apply this when life feels heavy, when your mind is racing, when your heart is pounding from stress, when the world seems like it's falling apart. It's hard to remember that you can choose your response. It's hard to stand firm when everything around you feels chaotic. But remember, the key here is not about controlling the chaos outside. It's about learning to master the chaos within. And let me tell you something, when you learn to do this, it's like a light bulb goes off in your mind. You start to see how much energy you've been wasting on things you can't control. You start to realize how much peace is available to you in any given moment if you're willing to let go of the need to control everything. You stop living in reaction mode and start living with intention. The truth is, life is never going to be free from challenges. People are going to disappoint you. Things are going to go wrong. Plans are going to fail. But what if, instead of letting those things ruin your day, you saw them as a part of the journey? What if you saw those setbacks as opportunities to become stronger, to practice patience, to refine your character? This mindset shift is a game changer. It doesn't mean you ignore your emotions. It doesn't mean you suppress your feelings or pretend everything is fine when it's not. It means you allow yourself to feel, but you don't let those feelings take control of you. You observe them, you acknowledge them, but then you choose how to move forward. You decide that you are not going to be a prisoner to your emotions or to what's happening around you. You are free to choose your path. And it's important to remind yourself of this every day. Life isn't going to hand you perfect circumstances, but you have the power to shape your experience within those circumstances. You have the ability to choose how you respond to whatever life throws at you. The world is full of things you can't control, but your mind, that's yours. That's your domain. And when you take control of your mind, you unlock the most powerful tool for transformation that you could ever have. This is where your true power lies. It's not in avoiding difficulties or pretending they don't exist. It's in learning how to navigate them with wisdom, with grace, and with strength. It's about understanding that whatever happens, you are not defined by it. You are defined by how you respond, how you rise, and how you continue moving forward. Now let's talk about something that might be a little uncomfortable. The idea that we often create our own suffering. I know, this may seem harsh, but hear me out. When you hold on to grudges, when you replay past mistakes over and over again, when you dwell on things that went wrong, you're choosing to suffer. You're choosing to carry unnecessary baggage, weighing yourself down with things you can't change. What if instead of holding on to that pain, you let it go? What if you chose to forgive, not for the other person, but for your own peace of mind? What if you let go of the past, the regrets, the what-ifs, and focused only on what's in front of you, right here, right now? This doesn't mean you forget about the past or that you stop learning from it. It means you stop allowing it to control your future. It means you stop letting the ghosts of what's already happened keep you from fully living in the present. It means you stop punishing yourself for things that are beyond your control. And trust me, this doesn't happen overnight. This takes practice. It takes commitment. But little by little, as you choose to let go of the past and focus on what you can control, you'll feel the weight lift off your shoulders. You'll start to experience a freedom that you never thought possible. This freedom is what Epictetus spoke about. It's the freedom that comes from mastering your mind, from taking responsibility for how you react, and from letting go of the things that don't serve you. It's the freedom that comes when you realize that nothing, absolutely nothing, can take away your inner peace unless you allow it. I know this is a lot to absorb, but take a moment to reflect on it. Think about how many times in your life you've allowed someone else's words or actions to dictate your emotions. Think about how many times you've felt powerless because of something that happened outside of you. And now, think about how it would feel to know, deep down, that no matter what happens, you're the one in control of your reactions. You're the one who decides how to respond to every situation. Imagine waking up every day with this understanding. Imagine going through your life with this mindset, knowing that no matter what challenges come your way, you have the strength and wisdom to face them head on. You have the peace of mind to navigate even the most difficult situations with calm and clarity. You are not the victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of your experience. This is the power of Stoicism. This is the gift Epictetus left us, the ability to turn inward, to find peace no matter what's going on around us, and to live a life of purpose, resilience, and strength. It's not an easy path, but it's one that can lead to a life of profound freedom. And I want to tell you this: you are capable of this. You are more than capable of reclaiming your peace, your power, and your inner strength. Every challenge, every setback, every obstacle, it's all a part of your journey. And with each one, you'll grow stronger. You'll learn to rise above. You'll learn that nothing has the power to truly disturb you unless you give it that power. So as you go forward today, remember this: you have a choice. You can choose how to respond. You can choose to rise above the chaos and embrace the calm. You can choose to stop letting life's difficulties define you. You can choose to be the person who walks through this world with the unwavering confidence that nothing can take away your peace unless you allow it. And when you make that choice, when you fully embrace that power, you'll find that life begins to open up to you in ways you never imagined. Now let's take a step further into this idea, because I want you to really understand what's at stake here. You see, a lot of times we get so caught up in trying to control everything around us that we forget one important truth. The only thing you truly have control over is yourself. That's where all the power lies. The way you react, the way you think, the way you move through life. All of that is yours to control. Everything else, it's out of your hands. I know that sounds simple, but it's one of the most profound realizations you can have. Most people live in a constant state of frustration because they try to change the world around them. They fight against things that are beyond their control. And let me tell you, it's exhausting. Not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Constantly resisting what you can't change drains you, sometimes without you even realizing it. So instead of fighting against life, what if you could just accept it as it comes? Not in a defeated way, not as though you're giving up, but as an empowered choice to focus on what truly matters, your response. Imagine feeling a sense of relief every time life doesn't go according to plan. Imagine being able to stay calm, grounded, and at peace, no matter what happens around you. That's the kind of peace I'm talking about. The kind that no external circumstance can touch. I know it sounds almost too good to be true, but let me tell you, this is real. You can create this kind of peace. You can step into your own power. It starts by understanding that you don't need to react to everything. In fact, there's a strength in choosing to not react. It's in those moments where you decide to let go of the need to control, to prove something, or to defend yourself that you actually start to tap into a deeper level of strength. What would it be like if instead of instantly reacting to criticism or a difficult situation, you paused, just for a moment? You don't have to have the perfect response. You don't have to fix everything immediately. Just that pause, that small act of choosing not to react in the heat of the moment, can completely shift your perspective. And in that shift, you'll find yourself stepping into a space where you feel more empowered, more in control, and more at peace. This isn't about ignoring what's going wrong. This isn't about pretending like life is perfect. Life is messy. It's unpredictable. But what if the secret isn't in making everything perfect or trying to control every outcome, but in accepting the imperfect, the unexpected, and the out-of-your-control moments with grace? What if you decided that even in those moments, you are enough, you are whole, and you don't need to be shaken by anything outside of you? That's what this journey is all about. Not avoiding discomfort, but learning to live with it. Not running from challenges, but learning how to face them with clarity and strength. You don't have to fight against everything life throws your way. You don't have to control it. You simply need to remember who you are when everything else feels uncertain. Think about it. How much time have you spent wishing things were different? Wishing people would act differently, or that circumstances would change? How much energy have you poured into things you can't control? And how much of that energy has left you feeling drained, frustrated, or even hopeless? Now, imagine a life where you stop wasting all that energy on the things you can't change. Imagine if you could direct that energy into the one thing you have full control over, your own mind. That's where everything starts. When you begin mastering your own thoughts and emotions, you begin to master your life. Because let me tell you, your external world will always be unpredictable. There will always be ups and downs. But if you build that solid foundation within yourself, you'll be able to stand firm, no matter what comes your way. And here's something even more important. You don't have to wait for everything to be perfect to start living this way. You don't have to wait until you have everything figured out. You can start right now, in this moment. You can choose to take a step back and say to yourself, I am in control of how I respond to this. I am in control of my peace. I do not need to be shaken by what happens around me. And here's the most powerful part. When you make that choice, you become a force of nature. You become someone who doesn't just react to life. You shape it. You decide what you will give your energy to and what you will let go. You become someone who doesn't waste time chasing things outside of your control, but instead channels that energy into the things that really matter. Your inner peace, your growth, and your ability to handle whatever life throws your way with calm, clarity, and strength. Now, I want you to really think about this. What would your life look like if you stopped reacting to everything? If you stopped letting other people's actions, words, or circumstances dictate how you feel? How different would your day-to-day experience be if you could live from a place of deep inner peace, knowing that nothing, absolutely nothing, can take that away from you unless you allow it? This is what Stoicism teaches us. This is what Epictetus showed us, that we have the power to choose our responses, to choose how we engage with the world. And when we embrace that power, life begins to unfold in a way we never thought possible. Not because the world becomes perfect, but because we become grounded. We become calm. We become unshakable. And as you start to live from this place of inner strength, you'll notice something incredible happening. The world around you begins to shift. People will start to notice your calm, your clarity, your ability to handle situations with grace. You'll start to attract more peace into your life, simply because you've decided to stop chasing after things that disturb your peace. It's a journey, it's a practice, but every step you take toward this mindset is a step toward freedom. And I promise you, it's worth it. So today, I challenge you to take that first step. When life presents you with a challenge, don't react. Pause. Breathe. Choose your response. Embrace the discomfort. Trust that you have the strength to handle it. Let go of the need to control what's outside of you and embrace the peace that comes from controlling what's within. And when you do that, when you truly understand and embody this, you'll find that nothing can touch your peace. Nothing can take away your sense of self. And that, my friend, is true power. So the next time life throws something your way, remember this: you are in control. You are the one who chooses how to respond. And with each choice you make, you build a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. A version that no one and nothing can disturb. That is the power of Stoicism. That is the power of taking control of your mind. And that is the key to living a life full of peace, strength, and freedom. Let's pause for a moment and consider something truly important. How often do you let small, fleeting moments of frustration or disappointment completely derail your day, your mood, or your peace of mind? Think about it. How many times have you let something out of your control take the reins and dictate your emotional state? Now, I'm not saying that you should ignore your feelings or suppress your emotions. Far from it. What I'm suggesting is that you have the power to choose how long you allow those feelings to control you. And that is exactly where true freedom begins. In the ability to decide whether you let something external disrupt your peace, or whether you take a step back and choose how you respond. It's all about awareness. When you begin to notice how quickly you react, how quickly you let something small knock you off course, that's when you gain power. Not in the world outside you, but in the control you have over your own reactions. You can choose to let go, to reset, and to continue with a sense of calm and clarity. This is where the practice of Stoicism becomes transformative. It's not about pretending that everything is perfect. It's not about being indifferent or emotionless. It's about recognizing that life is unpredictable, and yet you get to choose how to move through it. You can decide to face challenges with resilience, to embrace discomfort, and to remain grounded no matter what comes your way. Think about a difficult situation you've faced recently. Maybe it was an argument with someone, or a moment when things didn't go the way you expected. Maybe it was a mistake you made, or a situation that felt completely beyond your control. Now ask yourself, how did you react? Was it with frustration, anger, or fear? Or were you able to take a deep breath and choose a response that aligned with who you really want to be? This is the essence of Stoic philosophy: to become aware of how your mind works, to realize that your responses are not automatic. They are chosen. The beauty is that just like a muscle, this ability to choose becomes stronger the more you practice it. And here's the truth: life will always present you with things that feel outside of your control. People will let you down, things will go wrong, plans will fail. But here's the beautiful part: none of that has to steal your peace. You have the ability to remain calm, to respond with clarity, and to stay focused on what really matters: your own peace of mind. When you start to embrace this way of thinking, you'll notice something incredible happening. You'll find that life doesn't have the same power over you that it once did. You'll stop feeling like a victim of circumstances and start realizing that you can meet every challenge with the strength you've built within yourself. And here's another truth: the more you practice this, the more you'll start to see the world around you differently. People who once triggered you won't have the same effect anymore. Situations that once caused you stress will lose their power. The things that used to seem so overwhelming will no longer feel like mountains in your way. What you'll notice instead is a sense of clarity, a sense of purpose, and an inner peace that no external circumstance can take away. And this is the power you get to choose every single day. You see, this journey isn't about achieving perfection. It's not about becoming some ideal version of yourself who never feels frustrated or angry. It's about becoming the person who knows, deep down, that no matter what happens, you are grounded in your response. You are grounded in your strength, and you are always in control of how you react. Imagine what it would feel like to approach every situation in your life with this mindset. Imagine facing challenges at work, in your relationships, or in your personal life, and knowing, without a doubt, that no matter what happens, you will be able to respond in a way that reflects who you are and who you want to be. That's the power of Stoicism. And here's the thing: this power isn't just for the special few. It's for you. It's for anyone who is willing to put in the work and to commit to this mindset. You don't need to be a philosopher. You don't need to be perfect. All you need is the willingness to practice, the willingness to take control of your own mind, your own reactions, and your own peace. Now, I want you to think about what it would look like if you truly embraced this in your daily life. What if, instead of getting frustrated by things you can't change, you could respond with understanding and calm? What if, when someone cuts you off in traffic or makes a rude comment, you could let it go and simply move on with your day? What if you didn't let other people's actions or the chaos around you dictate how you felt? The reality is you can, and when you do, something incredible happens. You begin to feel a sense of freedom that you may have never known before. You stop carrying around the weight of things you can't change. You stop wasting energy on things that don't serve you. and instead you become focused on the one thing that truly matters, your inner peace. So if you're still with me, if you're still listening, I want you to take a moment and really ask yourself, what's standing in the way of your peace? Is it a situation that you can't control? Is it the actions of other people? Is it your own thoughts or fears? Whatever it is, I want you to recognize that you have the power to choose how you respond. You don't have to keep reacting in the same way. You don't have to keep letting life knock you down every time something goes wrong. You can stand strong. You can respond with calm and clarity. And when you do, you'll notice something incredible. Life begins to lose its power to control you. You become the one who decides how to show up, how to react, and how to move through each moment. This is the freedom that Stoicism offers. It's the freedom to be at peace no matter what's happening around you. It's the freedom to choose your response and create a life that reflects the person you truly are inside. And when you step into that power, you'll find that life doesn't feel so overwhelming anymore. You begin to realize that you are more than capable of handling whatever comes your way, because your peace, your strength, and your power are all within you. So I ask you again, what would your life look like if you stopped reacting to everything? What if, instead of letting the world dictate your emotional state, you decided to take control of your responses? What if, no matter what happens, you chose peace? That, my friend, is where your true power lies. And it's a power that no one and nothing can take away from you, unless you allow it. And as you step into this power, remember that you don't have to do it alone. You have a community here, ready to support you, to remind you, and to keep you grounded. Every single day is a new opportunity to practice, to grow, and to take control of your peace. And if you find yourself needing a little reminder, a little motivation, or just a few words of encouragement, that's exactly why I'm here, to walk this path with you. So if this message has resonated with you today, if it sparked something in your heart, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. This isn't just about another video or a quick tip. This is about creating a community of people who are ready to take control of their lives and their peace. It's about becoming the kind of person who is no longer at the mercy of the world's chaos, but instead stands strong, centered, and unwavering in the face of whatever comes. By subscribing, you'll be part of something bigger. You'll have access to more insights, more tools, and more practices that will help you stay grounded and build that inner strength we've been talking about. You'll be reminded, time and time again, that you have the power to create the life you desire, no matter what's happening around you. So take a moment, hit that subscribe button, and let's continue this journey together. Trust me, your peace, your clarity, and your strength are waiting for you. And I'm excited to be a part of that transformation with you. You're not just watching a video. You're making a commitment to yourself, to your growth, and to living a life that reflects who you truly are. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for taking the time to listen, to reflect, and to open your heart to this message. Keep practicing, keep growing, and always remember, you are in control of how you respond to life. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and remember, your peace is yours to protect.